Your ears stand immune to the sound of clattering footsteps, the shoving of students, and the quietness of classrooms. It was all irrelevant in your world. Though your spatial awareness had become impeccable over your lifetime, you still couldn't help but wonder what it would be like to hear the voices of friends, family, lovers. To hear anything, really. Being deaf has its pros, but it also has its cons. The fact of wearing a hearing aid was one you'd given up on. It made you feel self-conscious about your lack of hearing, and to be quite frank, it looked very out of place on a young fellow such as yourself. In the mix of your thoughts, you felt a slight tap on your shoulder, a familiar one at that. 3 quick taps. You turned to face the perpetrator, velvet eyes staring back at you, the piercing lilac haze of his eyes clattering against your own. Hitoshi? You furrow your brows lightly, tracing the boy's features, though your suspicions are confirmed by his hands tracing out the words. Hey. A light smile peeks his face as he does so. Glad you remember me. The familiar stumblings of his hands as he signs is recognizable to anyone. You stumble to sign his name before wrapping him in a hug, tears slipping past your eyes as the scarred bases of your removed vocal cords vibrate in a giggle, though no sound is produced. You assumed it was reciprocated, due to the vibration of his chest against your hands. God, fuck, I missed you. He pulls away, signing something incoherent, cueing a tilt in your head. I missed you for the past few... His hands are still stumbling at the word, so in an attempt to understand what he meant, you trace the word out on the back of his hand like you two used to do when you taught him to sign. Y-E-A-R-S. Years. Your eyes glint up at him, attempting to confirm the word, which he does. Tracing the word out with his hands, curling his fingers and flattening his hands, then following through with the motions. I've missed you all these years. A small smile plastered itself upon his face as he grants a small nod. You're a little rusty, I see. You share a small, soundless giggle, eyes glowing soft at the boy's face, his fingers creating conversation. How long has it been? 3 years? He tilts his head lightly. 4, actually. A small chuckle attempts to release itself from your lips, though nothing but a light whistle from your teeth emerges. I'm happy to see you, Hitoshi. He nods his head lightly. I missed you. A lot. Me too. You give a tracing, though his response is almost incoherently said. You mean a lot to me. Though he didn't think you would have seen what he'd said, you did. So with a small smile, you grip onto the boy's stammering hands, folding them between your own. And with one hand, you trace a response. Ditto. A small smile plasters itself upon your face, and so reciprocates the boy. Can I say something a little crazy? He forms, and continues with the nod from you. Maybe... He hesitates, finding the correct signs. Maybe we could go for coffee sometime? Your face flushes a light pink, thumbs twirling in your hands, finding the correct words to respond with. I'd like that. You smile, granting a closed-eyed grin. Though, upon opening your eyes, attempting to trace back his, the absence of his figure startles you. Where in the hell? Your eyes flicker down the hallway, and not a person in sight. Toshi? You sign, furrowing your brows at his inhumane disappearance. Where in the fuck? You lowly trace. almost like a tick, as if you're talking to yourself. You take a step down the hall, though the hall isn't a hall anymore. You're sitting in front of a headstone. The engravings read, "Here lies Hitoshi Shinso, loved and missed by all." The years lay coated in static. The boy propped atop the brick, curling his feet into one another while a smile plasters his face. "Hey there." His voice rattles your ears. Finally, something auditory. "Sorry it had to be like this. You understand, right?" "I do," you mutter out of sign this time. The unfamiliar sensation of your own vocal cords vibrating against one another was refreshing. You were in a bad spot. I couldn't help you, no matter how hard I tried. The necklace-like noose lies slung around his neck, the rope dangling low. I just wish it didn't have to end like this. "Hey, me too." He smiles warmly. "You should come see me later. It would mean a whole hell of a lot." "I will, like every morning." You giggle. "I should get going. Mama might get worried." "I get it." He tucks his knees into his chest. "I'll see you later." "You will. Promise." You cross your fingers, granting another close-eyed grin. Upon opening your eyes, you find yourself glaring up at the ceiling of your bedroom, low eyes bearing an obscene amount of anxiety. "I miss you," you mutter, a voice without a sound. You curl your knees into your chest, softly muttering to a crowd of none, no sound escaping either. "God, I miss you." You allow a few tears to slip past your eyes, soundless sobbing filling the room. Why did I have to let you die? Listen, man, I ain't happy about it either. I was just as blindsided as you were. But you know, woo! Woo, woo, woo! That's all I gotta say. Okay, here we go. So this was another fanfiction written by Koshi Writes over at Wattpad.com. Please go check them out. Angst is their specialty. If you ever just want to start sobbing in the middle of the night, just pop on over to their Wattpad and read literally anything they wrote. Tissues are a requirement, 'cause boy, you might just cause water damage to your phone. If there's any fanfiction that you've written or a fanfiction that you'd like for me to write, leave a link to the fanfiction you wrote below, or leave a request like any of the beautiful requests that you see on the screen, including your pairing and a short scenario that you would like to see happen. You can leave any of those in the comments below or send me a DM on any of the social media that you see on the screen. Also Discord. I'm on Discord. I don't know what to do. You guys are the ones submitting your works. They're great, but sometimes they just stab me in the gut. That's all I'm saying. It's like you all collectively wrote this twisted haiku. Do you know what's great? Gut-wrenching angst! That's what's great! Now you know what's great. C'est la vie. I'm trying to get my life together. It looked very out of place for a young fellow such as yourself. Fucking bug. Hey. Spider-Man reference. And continues with who is walking up the stairs while I am trying to present the gall of some people. Like somebody is like walking, not like making my way downtown. Like making my way downtown. Like sheesh. Some titans up in here. I know you are a man of honor, and I'm sorry to bother you at home, but I don't know where to go, and I came here all alone. I don't know, somebody told me to say no to this, so there it is.